You always see on Guilty Gear, like, because you can add your little message for, like, when you challenge people. Like, half of everyone in Guilty Gear is just, like, their message is learning hitbox. So it's
Oh
like,
man.
it's a pretty common thing that it's, I'll might take a few weeks or something, but I think I'll get used to it.
Are you gonna master it?
Hope so.
Yeah, over the weekend I mastered hitbox.
Yeah, I understand what the buttons do, so I'm just gonna say I mastered it. Ugh. You know what makes me think of JC? Final Fantasy, because
Oh
he
man,
was
was he a
big
big
into
Final Fantasy guy?
Yeah, yeah, he was Final
Oh
Fantasy,
man, that.
Kingdom Hearts, all
Oh
the Square
no,
Enix
that like.
shit.
I'm not gonna like. I'm not. I'm not really that guy anymore when it comes to like if like a person I don't like likes a thing that I like that but it does lose a little bit of its luster. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
Because God, did I not like that guy?
Yeah,
He was such an ass. I don't know. To me, anyway. I don't know how he
yeah.
was to you, but
I mean, there was a time where we got along, but
yeah,
like I wouldn't have like hung out with him and stuff if I completely hated him.
yeah,
But
that's true.
I think it was yeah, it was like he was just kind of quirky and whatever.
It was
But
like weird,
but
condescending, but like I got so much shit because like I just didn't play video games. I didn't really know anything about computers at all. Like oh man,
yeah, yeah. Well, and it's just like there was just a point where it just like got a little out of hand. you know.
got insufferable.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's funny because like I just remember you and I like knew the same people, but like we weren't really friends up until that like what like senior year of high school.
Yeah.
Like we
Yep.
knew a bunch of similar people and we knew of each other, but it was like I hung out with different people and you hung out with different people. But like we both knew JC, so
Yeah. Yep.
fucking Joe Rua, fucking
Yep.
that guy. God, I'll never forgive that piece of shit for throwing my book bag on the ground when I was in crutches.
That's such a shitty thing to
I'll
do.
never forgive him for. I don't care if like fucking years later he's like donating to all kinds of charities. I'm still gonna be like, yeah, when I was in crutches, he took my books and threw them on the floor. Fucking asshat. Speaking of that kind of shit, apparently my dad works with. I don't think I've ever told you guys this story, but like when I was like 7 or 8, like somewhere around that age, I knew this kid in Waretown called like Andrew Gertrude, and he was infamous because he would start shit with all kinds of people, right? Like he would steal shit from people's yards and shit. He would mess with
What?
people's houses and stuff. Yeah, I
Oh
swear to God,
God.
man, he was like infamous in like our neighborhood. Like everybody in our neighborhood knew him.
Yeah.
Um, but he he like hung out with me for like I don't know, like a few days or like a week or whatever. So I was like, oh man, it's like one of the bigger kids. Like, 'cause I think he was like 10 or 11 or something like that. Like maybe older. I can't really remember. But the reason I'm bringing it up is like, other than the fact that Joe Rue was a piece of shit to me when I was younger, this guy was also a piece of shit to me when I was younger. And my dad and I were talking about this today because fucking my dad works with this guy's girlfriend now, this
Okay.
Andrew Gertrude guy. And my dad goes to his girlfriend and he's like, yeah, that fucking asshole got my son lost in the woods like 20 something years ago.
Holy shit.
Because what he did was he hung out with me for like a bit, and then like him and this other kid that was older, they thought it would be hilarious to like bring me along for like a bike thing and leave me in the fucking middle of the woods, and they just biked away really fast, and I was younger than them by like a good amount of years, so I
Oh
couldn't catch
man.
up. So, and I ended up getting fucking lost, and they go to my parents like wondering where I am because they couldn't find me. They lost me because they
Oh
thought
my
it'd be
God.
hilarious to just. I was gone for hours, man. I ended up walking like I ended up walking like 2, 3 miles in completely the other direction of my house. And these kids on like dirt bikes and stuff, like riding around in Barnegat found me.
Oh man.
And they were like, they were like older teenagers and shit. And like I'm like thinking about it now and I'm like, man, that must have been like so crazy. You just find this like I'm like little, like I'm like 7. I think I was like 7 or 8. Like I was around that age. And you just find this kid pushing his bike still and they like one of the guys put me on his dirt bike and then they put my bike on their quad and they just like drove me out of there and they were just like, "Yo, we'll get you back home and everything." So those guys were great.
Yeah.
Uh, but that Andrew Gertrude kid, man, fuck that guy.
It's such a shit. Andrew Gertrude, you can tell this dude
Yeah.
is a shithead because he's got a shitty name.
He's got a real shitty name, he does.
It's like I don't know, man. It's the cadence of it, the
Yeah,
rhythm of that
Andrew
name is just
Gertrude.
bad
It's
news,
like
you know.
almost rhymes, but it doesn't. So it's just
Yeah,
kind of like, I don't trust it.
it's like when you're listening to like a rap song and there's like a word that like it's supposed to be a rhyme, but it's just the same word in the next line. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like you're
You're like,
rhyming
wait.
the word with itself or whatever.
Yeah.
It's that.
Wait a second.
Like you can't rhyme that word. You
You
can't
can't
rhyme
rhyme
the word
fly
with
with
itself.
fly.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Fucking, oh
That's
my God.
illegal.
Not allowed. No, yeah, man, that guy was a piece of shit. He just fucking left me in the woods.
Damn, that is a piece
And
of
then he
shit
goes to
move.
my parents and go like, "Hey, have you seen Chris?" And
Oh
they're
my
like,
god.
"He was hanging with you." I remember after that, it was like my dad was like not allowing me to like hang out with him ever again.
Yeah.
And I didn't understand. Like I didn't understand that he fucking like thought it'd be funny to leave me. Like I was just kind of like, "Oh, we got separated and stuff." Like I don't know. And I find out
Jesus
like way
Christ.
later that it was like, "Oh yeah, we like kind of biked away and like just left him behind." And I'm just like, "What the fuck?" So yeah, Andrew Gertrude. Not
Andrew
as
Gertrude.
JC was definitely not as shitty as Andrew
Yeah.
Gertrude. Joe Rule might be up there. I don't know. Like throwing a guy in Crutch's book bag on the floor, like that's pretty fucked up. I don't know why the fuck he. It's not even like I was making fun of him or antagonizing him or anything. I still remember that day. It's not like it literally was. He was walking with me to fucking class, and he was talking to me about like StarCraft or something. I can't even fucking. He's talking to me about a video game or something, you
Yeah.
know. And then it was just like, "Hey, wouldn't it be funny if I just like left your books on the floor?" And I was like, "No." And then he did.
What a dick move.
I know. I was like, I wasn't even shit. Like, I don't know, man. Like, I kind of like, I didn't give shit unless I got shit, you know? So it was like, I was like, what the fuck? Like, why?
Yeah.
Just thought it'd be funny to throw crippled kids' books on the floor, I guess. And like, man, I wish I would have done something about it because I was bigger than him, and I always was bigger than him. So it's like, dude, like, why didn't I fucking, I don't know, just get at him with my crutch and just
Yeah,
swing
I
it
was gonna
at
say,
him?
like, whack him with the crutch.
Yeah. It's like, dude, like I don't know. I was always such a baby. Like, I don't want to get into a fight, you know?
Yeah, I
I was like
mean,
6 foot. Like, what was I doing? He was like, I don't know. He was definitely shorter than me. I remember that in junior year.
I mean, you could always go back and make things right.
Oh yeah, God,
Fucking track him
how do I
down and
find him?
beat him with a fucking crutch.
Rebecca's got him, so I can make that happen. That's a reality that's able to be made. Like,
Could you imagine Joe Rua just like he's just like I don't know, he's out like at the grocery store just or whatever,
yeah.
just minding his own business and you just fucking come up and
Clothesline him with a
whack him in the
crutch.
back of the head with a crutch.
I was imagining him walking out the door and I just swing it at his face and just like he just gets clotheslined by the
That's
crutch.
for leaving my book bag on the floor, you fucking tool.
Holy shit.
You prick.
Oh, that'd be great. And like if I would explain the situation to anyone he's with, they would like look at him different after that. They'd be
Yeah.
like, "Really?" I mean, they would be like, "What the fuck is this guy doing with the crutch?" Right? Like obviously, but I'd be like, "Yo, this guy when I was in crutches, he threw my book bag on the floor because he thought it would be funny." The fuck is wrong with you? Oh man.
Well, I'm pretty sure. I guess for here's a fact that I remember